When I rewrite the Bible, when you get Bible JRB edition, it's going to be so much shorter. It's literally going to be like this thick and have all of the stuff in it. Mainly because I'm going to take out all of this redundant stuff and the contradictions, so it'll be basically nothing. Hey folks, welcome to Joel Reads Bible. I'm Joel, and that's right, read Bible so that you don't have to. And we are reading Numbers. That's right, one of the most riveting books of the Bible. Gotcha, jinx, just joking. It's not, that wouldn't be a jinx, but just joking. It is, as you might guess, one of the most boringest, maybe even really the truly most boringest, at least the most, actually, I can't say it's the most boringest so far because the end of Exodus was horrible. Most of Leviticus was just, Dullsville. And then this one didn't start well. I don't know why people are so hyped on the Pentateuch. Like, what's the draw? Why do they love that? All you ever hear is Torah, Torah, Torah. It's like, this is it? Is this it? Is this what it is? Because I feel like once you get further along in the book, it's way more interesting. Like, I can't wait for Ecclesiastes, Job, the story of Samson, the story of Jonah, the story of Daniel in the lion's den, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I mean, these are all fantastic stories which are not just lists of people, numbers of them with really horrific laws, which I get they're fun. Okay, they're kind of interesting in the sense that they're like horrific and whatnot. But it's weird to just read them for pleasure, Unless you're, I don't know, I guess masochistic. Let's move on. We're going to get into Numbers chapter 7. On the day that Moses finished setting up the tabernacle and had anointed it and sanctified it with all its furniture and the altar with all its vessels, and had anointed and sanctified them, anointing and sanctifying everything, the princes of Israel, the heads of their fathers' houses, gave offerings. These were the princes of the tribes. These are they who were over those who were counted, and they brought their offerings before Yahweh. 6 covered wagons and 12 oxen, a wagon for every 2 of the princes, and for each one an ox. They presented them before the tabernacle. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Accept these from them, that they may be used in doing the service of the tent of meeting, and you shall give them to the Levites, to every man according to his service." That's right. The Levites always get it. And notice that it's always God saying you're giving it to the Levites. That they're clever. They're never like, and we want this. Like, they would never say that. It's always, Yahweh said. Yahweh, Yahweh, he loves everyone. He loves everyone equally. But he said that we could have all the covered wagons and oxes. 6 covered wagons. What are we, in the Wild Wild West or something like that? That's hilarious. Moses took the wagons and the oxen and gave them to the Levites. He gave 2 wagons and 4 oxen to the sons of Gershon according to their service. He gave 4 wagons and 8 oxen to the sons of Merari according to their service, under the direction of Ithamar the son of Aaron the priest. But to the sons of Kohath he gave none, because the service of the sanctuary belonged to them. They carried it on their shoulders. These poor Kohathites are really being picked on. It's like, we don't like them as much. And I don't know what, like, the older people of Kohath, the ancestors of Kohath did, but they probably did something wrong, because that's usually how it works with these stories. The princes gave offerings for their dedication of the altar in the day that it was anointed. The princes gave their offerings before the altar. So it says the princes gave offerings for dedication of the altar in the day that it was anointed. So that could be anywhere from that day to maybe 930 years later or 1,000 years later, or sometimes it can probably mean thousands and thousands of years later. In the day when it comes to the Bible doesn't mean like in that day. We learned this back in Genesis because Adam was supposed to die in the day that he ate of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, but he didn't. He died over 900 years later. So I'm not sure when the princes gave the offerings, but it says here in the day. Because we can't know what it meant in Genesis, we can't know what it means here, right? Like you can't just assume that here it means literally in the day, and in Genesis it means at some point after 930 years, and maybe even after death in a spiritual sense. Because these princes could have gave offerings for the dedication of the altar in a spiritual sense in some day that it was anointed. It gets very confusing once you commit to words not meaning words. Yahweh said to Moses, "They shall offer their offerings, each prince on his day, for the dedication of the altar. He who offered his offering the first day was Nahshon, the son of Amminadab, of the tribe of Judah, and his offering was 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels. 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a meal offering. 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Nahshon, the son of Amminadab." I don't know what is going on here as far as like how they know they're supposed to give what for what. I'm really not sure if this kind of matches what we got in Leviticus 1 through 10. This might be sort of a admission of guilt sort of thing. This is for what we did wrong, and it's quite the meal. I know that some of this stuff is burnt just completely to a crisp. I think a lot of it is like sort of like a picnic, you know, they're having a party. And so of course they're not going to do it all in one day. It'd be a bloodbath. I mean, there would be some sort of like a flood of blood flowing out of the tabernacle. Somebody's trying to get through the door of the tabernacle, but it's just like this wave of blood comes out and they're like, I can't get through all the blood, you know. So they have to do it one group of them at a time, one prince at a time. Princes that have offerings, 2 head of cattle. That's probably why they're splitting it up. But we're probably going to rattle off the other sacrifices because there's just going to be lists of things that they killed. So just imagine as I'm reading it, just, you know, every animal gets sliced and bled out, and like, if there are going to be any birds, their heads are ripped off. Sometimes clean off, sometimes they just hang there. But that's what's going on here. On the second day, Nethanel, the son of Zar, prince of Issachar, gave his offering. He offered for his offering 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a meal offering. Okay, so that is a specific offering. 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offering, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Nethanel, son of Zar. On the third day, Eliab, the son of Helon, prince of the children of Zebulun, gave his offering, 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a meal offering, 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, one male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Eliab the son of Helon. I bet you on day 3, the priests and Aaron and stuff were like, oh, we're stuffed. Like, we already ate so much from the other days. Like, I couldn't eat another ram chest or whatever it is. I'm just I'm bloated. Like, I can't eat more. I'm actually just like so lethargic. I can barely wave this. Like, I'm not even enjoying all the sprinkling that I'm doing. It's crazy. The touching on the horn of the thing and touching the ear. I'm so tired, I have to eat more of this holy food. Like, this is crazy. I don't like it, when you get that way, you're just so full, I know you're saying there's no tryptophan in ram, but it's just heavy, it's just heavy. On the 4th day, Eleazar, the son of Shadur, prince of the children of Reuben, gave his offering, 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 20 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour with oil for a meal offering. Like, at some point you just go, well, they more or less gave all the same stuff, so you don't really have to read it every time. They're basically all the same. This is definitely getting word count in. The nice thing is I can get through it quickly, but it's still, I should have done the thing where I just like list the names of the guys, cut and paste the thing, and then move on. Because it's just, it's cruel. It's cruel to make me read this every time. God, if you even did write this. 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offering, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Eleazar, the son of Shadur. On the 5th day of Christmas, it'd be Hanukkah. It probably would be Hanukkah. On the 5th day, Shelumiel, the son of Zurishaddai, prince of the children of Simeon, gave his offering. They also turn up the heat on the names slowly. They're like, you guys read Helon fine and Zar. Check this out. Shelumiel, 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour with oil for a meal offering, 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offering, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Shelumiel, the son of Zurishaddai. This is literally the same. I thought somebody maybe just gave 100, but now it's not. They all gave 130. That's wild. Why are we repeating it? Just say they gave the same thing. It's identical. I think somebody was writing it down. It's like, this is a ledger, which makes sense because I think that happens with crime bosses. And that's why they always get caught, because they're like, the mob bosses, they keep a record. Oh, this guy owes me. And that's what the Levites are doing. And we're reading it. We're going, so what did the Levites do with all this? They have the covered wagons. They have the oxen. And now they're getting all this crap, probably in the covered wagons. Why? Because God told them to? This is a record of criminal activity. These people are committing fraud. They're lying about a God coming in there. And then they're getting these people to give them all sorts of stuff so that they don't get hurt, or so that they're atoned or sanctified or whatever other made-up word, so they're holy, I know it's probably a cold case by now, but if we could reopen this and I mean, who would you charge though? If we were God, it would certainly be the descendants of the Levites. But I guess we have a statute of limitations. God, on the other hand, not so much. He'll get you. He'll get your great grandson. He's cool with that. He's more than happy to do that. On the 6th day, Eliasaph, the son of Deuel, prince of the children of Gad, gave his offering. Can you guess what it is? Can anyone guess what it is? No. List in the comments. Pause the video. List in the comments to see if you got it right. 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels. 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary. Both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a meal offering. 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb, a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offering, that's right, you guessed it, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Eliasaph, the son of Deuel. On the 7th day, Elishama, the son of Ammihud, prince of the children of Ephraim, gave his offering. 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels. 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary. Both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a meal offering. 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of a peace offering, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Elishama, the son of Ammihud. On the 8th day, Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur, prince of the children of Manasseh, gave his offering. 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl, 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour, mixed with oil for a meal offering. 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offering, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur. We're doing 12, guys. And that's fine, but we're just going to have to power through these because it is, you guys are with me. It's not that interesting. And I wonder if there's significance to what these people are giving. I wonder if there's an apologetic, somebody's and it's fantastic. Every single tribe gave the same amount of stuff. Of course, the silver platters. On the 9th day, Abidan, the son of Gideoni, prince of the children of Benjamin, gave his offering. 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels. 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour with the oil mixed with oil for a meal offering. 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels full of incense. 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering. 1 male goat for a sin offering. And the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This is the offering of Abidan, the son of Gideoni. On the 10th day, Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai, prince of the children of Dan, gave his offering. 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels. 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a meal offering. 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels, full of incense. 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering. 1 male goat for a sin offering. And for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai. You know what? On an earlier episode, I did a cut and paste where I just did the names of the people and then I cut the same exact thing throughout and then I just did the names in between. And that was really clever. It actually took longer to edit it that way, and but it was more for a joke situation. I also feel like, if you were to just use a loop, like if I put this on a loop and I just had different names over and the other thing looped, you guys would zone out more because you'd be like, oh, we've heard that. Your brain would be like, oh, I've heard all of that said that way. So reading it, even though it is still something that makes us all want to, just not be here anymore and never open the Bible again for the rest of our lives, as if the slavery laws didn't do that. I think it makes it ever so slightly more interesting to physically read every single part of it. So as much as this is painful for me, like physically painful, you're welcome for trying to make it just that much more interesting. On the 11th day, Pagiel, the son of Ochran, the prince of the children of Asher, gave his offering. 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels? Are you kidding me? 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them of fine flour mixed with oil for a meal offering. That makes sense. 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels full of incense? What? 1 young bull? They're spoiling them. 1 ram, 1 male lamb, only a year old for a burnt offering? What? 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, and 5 male goats? You're kidding me. 5 male lambs, a year old? Wow. This was the offering of Pagiel, son of Ochran. All right, that made it barely better. On the 12th day, Ahira, the son of Enan, prince of the children of Naphtali, gave his offering. 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 100 and how many? That's right, 30 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a meal offering. 1 golden ladle of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 head of cattle, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Ahira, son of Enan. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this. Muslims say that their religion is the true religion. They go, people memorize the Quran so easily. It's just magical. They read it one time, they memorize it. It's just like the whole book, word for word. How do they memorize it so well? If it's anything like this, I can see it, because a lot of it's just the same words over and over. You do have to memorize the order and the dumb names, but it can't be that difficult. And I've actually heard Jewish people go like, I don't memorize Torah. I won't memorize Torah. It seems silly to memorize Torah. How do you not memorize Torah? Like if you've read this chapter more than once, the chapter is in and of itself like a flashcard. It's you get what I'm saying. How can you not memorize the Bible? Like how could somebody not memorize Numbers chapter 7? This was the dedication offering of the altar on the day when it was anointed by the princes of Israel. 12 silver platters. Oh, they're going to... He's just going to list it all. Like, why? Why? Each brought this, and in total it was that. That's all you had to do. When I rewrite the Bible, when you get Bible JRB edition, it's going to be so much shorter. It's literally going to be like this thick and have all of the stuff in it. Mainly because I'm going to take out all of this redundant stuff and the contradictions. So it'll be basically nothing. 12 silver platters, 12 silver bowls, 12 golden ladles, each silver platter weighing 130 shekels, and each bowl 70. All the silver of the vessels, 2,400 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary. The 12 golden ladles full of incense weighing 10 shekels apiece, according to the shekel of the sanctuary. All the gold ladles weighed 100 20 shekels. All the cattle for the burnt offering, 12 bulls, the rams 12, the male lambs a year old 12, and their meal offering and 12 male goats for a sin offering, and all the cattle for the sacrifice of the peace offerings, 24 bulls, 60 rams, 60 male goats, and 60 male lambs a year old. This was the dedication offering of the altar after it was anointed. We have to wonder when this is happening. If we're going to be dedicating this thing, this is going to be right when we finish making the tabernacle. We have the plan of the people who are going to take it apart and put it back together. We have how these people are going to leave, which we've seen again in previous chapters. And now we have this big dedication, right, with so many animals. So my assumption would be that this is happening in Exodus 40, like around the time of Exodus 40. So this is before the 2 years of them wandering, because they would have had to organize this before they started wandering, or else they just, as I've said last episode, it would be bedlam. So the only other question you kind of have to ask yourself is, where did they get all the animals and all the silver and all the gold? Because they were slaves in Egypt. They walked around a tiny little bit. They made it to Sinai. They were told how to do the tabernacle. They built the tabernacle, which, by the way, they also had to have a whole pile of stuff. And then they brought covered wagons and all sorts of other things to do this dedication. And this is all like, there's no time to acquire wealth. So the best guess I have is that all of this is the plunder that they stole, or they plundered, that God made the Egyptians positively disposed to give to them, right? That's what all of this is. This is Egyptian booty, not in a sexy way. This is all of the stuff from Egypt. And also they would have had their own livestock, because the Israelites, when they lived in Egypt, they had their own community, all their own livestock, all of that kind of thing. But anyway, that's probably where they got all of that stuff. When Moses went into the tent of meeting to speak with Yahweh, he heard his voice speaking to him from above the mercy seat that was on the ark of the testimony, from between the two cherubim, and he spoke to him. It leaves us on a cliffhanger, which is good because there's 89 verses here we just got through, and that's incredible. We should not have had to read that many verses, but we got through 89 verses and we're on a cliffhanger. I'm acting like this is a big deal, but Yahweh has constantly spoke to Moses. There's nothing special about this. He's just now sitting on a mercy seat. He's above, of course, he's above Moses. He's the big guy, and he's talking down at him, but I don't know what it's going to be about. So, guys, stay tuned. Look, I get it. This was a difficult chapter, but it's giving you incentive to come back, which I like, because I need that for the viewership. But anyway, thanks for being here. If you haven't subscribed, you're not here. If you're not a subscriber, you're not here at this point of the video. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But still, if you're not subscribe, you sat through this, subscribe. You're definitely my type of person. And like the video, comment on it if you want to be so kind. And we'll see you next time. Bye.